Here's the New York Times. Russia is aiding President Trump in the 2020 election. Intelligence officials told lawmakers Trump complained Democrats might exploit the news. You think? You mean the intelligence community is going to manufacture a bunch of bullshit that's negative against the guy they want to get rid of, and then the Democrats are going to weaponize it? I don't fucking see that happening. In February, this is what the New York Times is reporting. So in February 13 briefing, intelligence officials warned House lawmakers that Russia was interfering in the 2020 campaign to try to get Trump reelected. 5 people familiar with the matter said. The day after Trump berated Joseph Maguire, the outgoing director of national intelligence, for allowing it to take place, people familiar said Trump cited Representative Matavchik's presence in the briefing as a particular irritant. And so this is what I say to the New York Times. There's a billionaire literally buying off one of our 2 major political parties, but okay, everyone will pretend this is real. Sorry, but I have to ask. These Russians, are they here in the room with us right now?
No, they're not in the room right now, but they are trying to turn off the power.
Your Russia bullshit is ludicrous. Why would Russia want Trump to be reelected? What part of Trump giving defense weapons to Poland and Ukraine, rebuilding our military, going all in on energy, or killing Soleimani did you think strikes Putin's fancy? Every fucking thing Trump's doing is anti-Putin. If you look at it, everything you can say he's doing for Putin, I got 10 things he's doing against him. So it's all fucking made up, and this is how the intelligence community captures the narrative, and now they're gonna fucking, by the way, they don't tell you this. Facebook, Twitter, Russia actors sought to undermine Trump after the election. Where is that? Where is that story? That was one time in Politico, and that was October 31st, 2017. That's fucking Halloween. So just so you know, but this is such made up fucking bullshit. I've showed you over and over again. How much did Russia spend on Google ads on every Google platform? $4,000. The price of a used Taurus. How much money did they spend on Facebook? They spent $100,000. Half of it after the fucking election. So $50,000 on Facebook and $4,000 on Google, and that's what swung our fucking election. And now you know how they think how stupid you are, that you're gonna buy this shit, and the fucking New York Times and the Washington Post is doing it fucking again. You know who the biggest fucker of elections are. The United States is the biggest fucker of elections that there's ever been in the history of the world.
Hey, Jimmy, the last slide. I really just hope the Russian actors are part of the union.
So look at this. It says the U.S. is no stranger to interfering in elections. Levin says that the side assisted by the United States took power in 59% of the 81 elections that they fucked with. We've been doing this forever. In 2012, we started our cyber force. The United States did. This is not new. This is not strange. This is not unique to Russia. This is something every fucking country does. But the DNC and the establishment donor class want you to think it's fucking spectacularly specific to Russia, and we can't have an election. So when Bernie wins, they can fucking tell you it was because of Russia, and we gotta have a recount. You want to think I'm kidding? Bernie Sanders briefed by U.S. officials that Russia is trying to help his presidential campaign. That's the CIA planning bullshit. That's the CIA planning fucking bullshit, and the Washington Post reporting it. And why would they report it a day before the Las Vegas election? I don't know why they would fucking do that. I don't want to be a tinfoil hat. Aaron Mate says U.S. intelligence officials are trying to undermine Bernie Sanders' campaign, and credulous media outlets will help them. Max Blumenthal warned long ago that Russiagate would be weaponized against the left, and this is an escalation of that right fucking now. Here's what they say in the story. In the story, it says that Russia intended to interfere with the 2020 Democratic primaries as well as the... So there it is. They're starting it. There is a reference to Russia that desires to help Mr. Sanders in his presidential primary. They're doing it. You think I'm fucking making this up? One of Moscow's main goals is to undermine confidence in Americans' election systems. Also, they needed a... Look at this. This is right from their story. They go, undeterred by American efforts to thwart them, but aware that they needed a new playbook of as yet detectable methods. So what the CIA is saying, they're doing new shit, but we don't know what it is.
Listen.
How do you know they're doing new shit if you don't know what the fuck it is? It's because you're fucking making it up to sink Bernie Sanders' campaign, you fucking liars.
Jimmy, I can tell you what it is tonight, actually. We're going to make new 2020 sex toys. The Hillary dildos were great, we're doing it this time. But if anybody, we like Biden. Get ready for no malarkey anal beads.
Oh, I would buy those.
Now you know.
I would buy those. Don't judge me. God.
The fear-mongering about Russia, disinformation, and undermining confidence in American election systems is straight-up projection. The Russians are so spooky that their playbook comprises of as-yet undetectable methods, or more creative use of Facebook and social media. What could be a bigger disinformation than ceaseless fear-mongering about Russian bots? And what could undermine confidence in elections more than politicians, media, intelligence officials, and experts constantly screaming that Russia elected Trump, hacking voting system, and will do it again? Nothing can do that. The only people undermining our elections are our own intelligence community and our own fucking elite media. That's who's undermining our elections. Because Bernie Sanders is winning our elections, and they don't want you to think he is.
And nobody spends more money on intelligence than the United States of America. Nobody. By 10 times the amount.
And so here is Bernie Sanders today having to respond to this on CNN.
Sanders is speaking to Bakersfield, California right now. I want to listen to him.
Not, or acknowledges or not, they did interfere in 2016. The intelligence community is telling us they are interfering in this campaign right now in 2020.
And so Bernie, instead of debunking that shit, he repeats it. Instead of saying, of course they're saying that. They don't want me to be president. That's why they're saying. He doesn't say that. He props it up. Watch.
When I say to Mr. Putin, if elected president, trust me, you are not going to be interfering in American elections.
Senator, when were you briefed on this?
I'm guessing about a month ago.
And what are you going to do now that you know this?
Well, it was not clear what role they're going to play. We were told that Russia, maybe other countries are going to get involved in this campaign. And look, here is the message to Russia. Stay out of American elections. And what they are doing, by the way, the ugly thing that they are doing, and I've seen some of their tweets and stuff, is they try to divide us up. That's what they did in 2016. And that is the ugliest thing they're doing, is they are trying to cause chaos. They're trying to cause hatred in America. It's an ugly business, and all of us have got to say, sorry, you're not going to do this in this election.
Now, the people who are sowing discord and division in America are the people who are taking money from the corporatist billionaires like Nara Tanden and Hillary Clinton and Debbie Wasserman Schultz and every motherfucker at MSNBC. Those are the people who are sowing division in the country, Bernie. It's not some motherfuckers with $4,000 in Google ads, okay? So stop fucking saying that shit. He's undermining his own fucking candidacy by doing this. And what is he doing? He's propping up the very thing that is now being weaponized to take him down. And I said this was going to happen 4 fucking years ago. I said, when you do Russiagate, the first person they're going to use this against is anybody who goes against the establishment. And here the fuck they are doing it. Right now, the front runner is being fucking accused of being a puppet of Russia. Right now it's happening. Thank you. And the weird thing about it And here's the weird fucking thing about it, is Bernie knows that this is happening. Because watch, they ask him, and watch what he says.
And again, as President of the United States,
Here we go, okay.
Mr. Putin, you will not interfere in our elections. Thanks very much.
So they told him a month ago. And so this woman says, wait, the intelligence community told you a month ago that this was happening. Why do you think this is coming out now? And watch what he says.
Putin, you will not interfere in our elections. Thanks very much.
How do you think it came out now? If you had the briefing a month ago.
Well, I'll let you guess about one day before the Nevada caucus. Why do you think it came out?
No.
Was the Washington Post? Good friends.
So we all can see why this came out the day before the Nevada caucus, and so can Bernie. So it's weird that he can see that they're fucking doing this bullshit Russia shit to undermine his campaign, but he can't help but also prop up and validate the bullshit Russia stuff that they're using to fucking try to undermine his campaign. He should be debunking this shit and saying this is the intelligence community coming at me because I'm gonna end the wars that they want to keep going. I'm gonna end Syria, Libya, Afghanistan. I'm gonna bring people home. That's what he should be saying. Our next live Jimmy Dore show, March 1st in Miami. Then we go to Minneapolis, Chicago, and everywhere in between. For all our tickets, for all our live shows, go to jimmydorecomedy.com. Plus, become a member. Become a premium member. Go to jimmydorecomedy.com/join. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Thanks for your support.